Hello everyone, it's Nady, and today we're going over 2020's best and worst of Boutete. As you beautiful people know, this is about the products, not the people behind them. Any tiff you may have with them, please cast it away because this is a channel of positive energy. Okay? Thank you. Oh, my naughty little noodles, how you doing today? I hope wherever you're at in the world, you're having a fantastic day so far. I myself am doing wonderful. I think after this, I might have a sippy of maybe a little cocktail and watch a movie. I think personally, my goal for this upcoming year is to work my fucking ass off, but take a little time to relax. When you're self-employed, the clock doesn't stop. The biological clock keeps going too, damn. Okay, so add more relaxation time and do a few more masks, shit. Anyways, as we enter a brand new year, I just want to thank each and every one of you for being here. I know there's so many new people here. There's some oldies but goodies here. There's OGs here. There's haters. There's lovers. And still, I just want to thank all of you. Without you, I would not be able to be here doing this. And it's kind of like a who saved who moment. I get so many sweet and beautiful, kind messages from people saying, you bring me so much positivity. You help me escape reality. And in reality, you have no idea how much you have saved me. Just sitting here in front of the camera is like therapy to me. I get to talk with friends, I get to talk with family. And even though most of us have never met, I still feel this connection that is beyond anything. And that is such a beautiful gift. And so thank you so much. Whew, all right, bring it back down, because I'm about to seriously trash talk some brains in a second. But point of the fucking story, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of the love. Thank you for helping me grow. Thank you for always telling me how it is, for being your authentic self, and for allowing me to be who I am with you.
We made USAA for renters.
What the hell? That was weird. So let's clink lip glosses together and cheers to a brand new year. I love y'all so damn much. Now, if you've ever seen these videos, I have a yas category, a meh category, and a hell no category. I always like to start things off on a positive note, so we're gonna start with our yas category. And really nothing in here is in any kind of order, and if you disagree with anything, that is totally okay. We all have different experiences with makeup. My word really doesn't mean shit. I am here for your entertainment. I think the only thing that actually does deserve its place is the very, very bottom thing in the hell no category, which we will get to. But starting off, we have the Melt She's in Parties palette. I love this thing so much. Yes, I'm a little bit biased because this is a purple palette, and am I a purple whore? You bet your sweet titties I am. But this thing is worth every fucking penny. I actually exchanged this for, I think their 420 palette, which was not good at all, but then I finally tried this, and oh my gosh, this is what orgasms look like on the eyes. Not literally. Ew. But I love it so damn much. This will last you a lifetime because you really don't need very much. It is worth every penny. So too is the Lunar Boutete Moon Prism Blush Palette. Oh my gosh, this is literally all I've been reaching for lately. I love the colors. I trust the formula. It's not overly pigmented like a lot of blushes are. You can dip your brush in and not fear that you're gonna look like a fucking circus clown after that one dip. The shades are beautiful. I just hope they expand their range and come out with way more tones and colors, because this little baby is my ride or die. And speaking of riding, it does help that the creator behind this is saucy. No, I love Manny, but he has nothing to do with this. I do indeed love this product. Then we have these big honkin' bitches, the Norvina Pro palettes, which there's actually only 2 of them here. This is the 4 in the 1 volume. It's not that I didn't love the other ones, I just had more use for these ones, so I kept them. But everything about these is fantastic, with the exception of the color placement. These are technically pro palettes, and if you're a pro, you probably know a little thing or two about color theory, and so you could probably get these to work perfectly fine. However, this is a brand that does cater towards the average everyday consumer, which is probably who'll end up buying these. And not that only pros know about color theory, a lot of people do, but most people don't, which will make this layout look like a literal and actual clusterfuck. But if you put the layout way to the side and do end up getting these, you will probably never need another shadow in your life. Whether you're a pro or just a makeup lover, they all just go together so harmoniously. This is like the pentatonics of makeup. Is everything in here a total keeper? No, but for the most part, these are excellent. They're amazing quality, very expensive, but worth it. And these are probably my favorite things to come from this brand so far. Then these next products are very luxury, but they come from, oh, the daddy himself, the sexy god, Wayne Goss. Anyways, these brushes, they are so fucking beautiful. Worth the price? Hell to the fucking no. These 3 brushes were $175. Having these was the biggest flex for me of 2020. But even though I am a cheap ass and these were nearly $200, $200, I do not regret buying them. I use them all the time. They are beyond soft. It is a literal experience. And not that I do very many people's makeup, but when I do, I always try to use these because they just feel so good. Like, it is extremely impressive when you slap this on yours or anybody else's face. Just the softest little bitches in the world. It feels like fairy hair that was just in a Suave commercial. So the price, a huge fucking no, but the quality and everything else about them, a huge yes. But I do adore him so much. It is my goal to collaborate with him once all of this virus stuff is over and we can actually be in person again. Nary a dry dainty will be in that building that day. And we are speedily traveling down the list. The next product we have is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Foundation, which it kind of looks like it had explosive diarrhea. However, on your face, it looks like pure magic. Like, this stuff is so damn good. Possibly one of my all-time favorite foundations. It kind of looks a little bit similar to how my Dior Backstage looks, but these are so affordable. It's $16. I really need to order more shades. The only bad thing about this, which it totally could have been my primer, I have no fucking idea, but it does kind of want to slip off a little bit. So I think I just need to find a primer as tacky as my jokes, and that might help it stick better. But because this is a little bit slippery, I don't know how well this would do in heat. Otherwise, this looks fantastic. Like, I have no complaints other than that about this. They have a huge range of shades, I think like 40 or 42. And so if this is something that you're curious about, totally try it. You can always find a coupon, but even without the coupon, it is so worth it. Then the next product we have, I did not think was worth it for the longest time, and then suddenly it clicked and I was like, I kind of love this. That is the Natasha Denona Glam Palette. This is such a basic bitch palette, but you can create such glam looks that are totally not basic bitch. At first, when I got this palette, I was very mad because some of the shadows really can be duped for much cheaper, but I find myself reaching for this palette so frequently. It's a very safe palette that I always feel comfortable using because it's extremely reliable and pretty universal. Some of the shimmers really aren't my favorite, but for the most part, they are very good. I think even though the shimmers do make up a large portion of this palette, the mattes are what really steal the show. The quality is just incredible. You only need a very, very small amount. They blend themselves out. And after spending several months with this little baby by my side, I think I am finally in love with it. It's kind of become one of my go-to palettes. I just freaking adore this shit. Then I've also fallen deeply and madly in love with the ColourPop Stone Cold Fox palette, which I did kind of try to dupe with that Natasha palette, but I found that both of them together created an even prettier product than just keeping them separate. Like, this is one of my all-time favorite palettes of this year and probably of all time. I've never really been like a cool toned whore. I love me some warm tones, but when I do want a cool look, this is my bitch. The quality is stunning. Not everything in here is going to be a winner, but it was so inexpensive that even if there's a couple throwaways, I'm cool with that. ColourPop really stepped their asses up this year, especially with this palette, and this is probably one of my favorites from them. You can do soft looks, you can do glam looks, and I love how each row is kind of a separate look that you can create, or you can just mix and match. Everything fucking goes together. It's a very user-friendly, fail-safe palette. Totally recommend it. Which, speaking of ColourPop, we are moving on to our meh category, starting off with the ColourPop Raw Beauty Kristi palette. My god, there was a bug in here. It's the middle of winter. Aren't you supposed to be gone or something? Anyways, Kristi herself is, of course, in the hell yas category. Like, if there is a tier above that, she is in it, but this isn't about the people. This is about the products. With this collection, the mattes were really good, but some of them just kind of shifted colors when you blended them out, and things were a little bit iffy. I do like the colors that are in here. They're very vibrant, but with her, I just wanted something a little less, I don't know, dreary. I love that this is a clear resemblance of where she lives right now. That is so cool. But what I don't love was the shimmers in here. To me, they were actually kind of throwaways. However, this collection did come with some Super Shock shadows that are sold separately, and those are to die for. I adore her. I just didn't love this collection. It was very meh for me. But with that being said, that yellow liner that was in this collection turned me back onto the ColourPop gel liners, and oh my gosh, it opened up a whole new world for me. Like, that yellow liner is one of my all-time favorites, but now I own every single one of them from ColourPop. Best investment ever. What was not a good investment and 10 out of 10 return for a full-ass refund was the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminating Foundation. That shit was $150. Hold on, I've got a cat here. Hi, Mia, say hello. I would bring Ron to the camera, but he's sleeping over there in his little chair. Oh my god, okay, you ready to go? Right off the bat, the price tag was a huge ass fuck no, but the quality was kind of just okay, so it met in the middle in the meh category. It looked like a single-digit drugstore foundation on my skin, but with a triple-digit price. Like, who the fuck do people think they are charging that much for shit in a tube? The nerve. Then the next product is from a brand that can kind of be a little bit spotty with the quality of their launches, but the product in question is the Tarte Hydra Sealer, which I did like it enough to keep, but I ended up giving it away to one of my friends recently. The coverage was just a little bit too minimal for me when combined with foundations, but by itself on those no makeup days, it is beautiful. Just alone without any foundation, completely naked, it is a great performer. But with other products, it just seemed to dissolve and lift up my makeup. Then next in the Met category is kind of an entire brand, and that is Dragun Beauties. Like, they had some huge fuck no products from me, like their color correctors. They'd melt off, they'd turn my foundation into whatever color corrector shade I was using, and they didn't resemble a product remotely close to the price that I paid for them. I do actually use their little highlight powder duo for drag, but my face is already cakey at that point, so I don't really care. However, this brand was brought from the hell no category up to the Met because their lipsticks are so good, and those with the shadow and liner are totally in the yes category for me. So the average of the shit with the fabulous kind of brings it once again in the middle into the meh category. I love where they're going. I really hope they up their packaging game because it looks like toddler makeup, but the quality is something to look out for. You don't have to support the brand, you don't have to like the people behind it, but just know that some of the stuff is pretty good. Then we have a palette from a brand where this actually kind of hurts to say, but it is from Pat McGrath, specifically the Mothership Mega Palette. It was good, but it kind of wasn't worth the price for me. I'm a huge Pat McGrath fan, and 78 bucks for a huge ass palette of hers isn't that bad, but it's like they took the cheapest packaging ever and put in a bunch of repeat shades and combined them with stunning shades and some meh shades to create just an okay palette. Like, it's a good sampling of their products, but it's really not the best that they have. Like, I would almost suggest paying a little bit more for one of their smaller palettes, even though you do get less. Then the last product in our meh category is actually another brand, which is Rare Beauté. This brand has some absolute shit products, but then at the same time, they have some really good ones too, which, like the other brands, kind of lands it right in the middle again. Their face products on me totally didn't work. I get that for some people they might, and that is fantastic. Usually with foundations and concealers, they're gonna be different person to person. That's the fun of makeup. But the foundation on me looked like really bad drugstore foundation. The concealer aged me. It was dry and not cute. I just felt like a piece of old Asiago. But then the lipsticks are divine. They actually remind me a lot of the NYX Liquid Suede lipsticks. Then with the next launch, they had eye products that I fell madly in love with. The eyeshadow palettes, they are kind of on the pricey side, but so fucking worth it. They start off as shimmers and you can blend them out to be mattes. They're just vibrant and pigmented and so juicy. The eyeliner does bleed like a damn bitch, but I actually find myself reaching for it quite often because it's so black, so pigmented, so precise. I just can't put it anywhere near my inner corner because the moment it touches any kind of moisture, it spiderwebs out, it starts growing, and before I know it, my eyes are engulfed in black and I look like a robber. But still, for the other parts of my eyes, I do really like it. So for me, it's kind of a big mixture of things I absolutely detest with things that I love. However, there are a few things that this year I didn't love, which brings us to our last and final category, the hell no section. Starting off with a Huda Beauté $25 sparkly lip balms. Talk about pile of bullshit. These are literally fancy ass tubes filled with Walgreens chapstick and topped off with some Joanne Fabrics craft glitter. They dry my lips out way more than I hydrate them, so literally every hour I have to reapply, and I think in 3 days I was down half a tube, and for 25 bucks I could put something much better in and around my lips. I loved how they looked, they were beautiful for display. I really like those lipsticks that are kind of glittery on the outside, but this was just not it, honey. Nor was the Flawless brush, which I don't even know where that thing went. I kept seeing it advertised on Instagram, in between my Snapchat stories, on Twitter, literally everywhere, and with people tagging me to review it, I just ended up having to cave in, and I did. Not to say it doesn't work marvelously for other people, because in the comment section of my video, a lot of people did seem to like it, but also a lot of people who had it very much agreed with me, so it's kind of a mixed bag with it, but I thought it was so stupid. It did nothing to decrease the amount of foundation that I used. It didn't spread out evenly over my skin. In fact, I think it streaked a little. It was definitely one of those things that looks really good online, and then once you get it, you're like, bitch, I was played. Kind of like how this next product was, which was the Patrick Star One Size Wipes. Oh my gosh, where are those? They're big enough, how the fuck could I lose them? Oh, here we go. So these guys, I actually do find myself reaching for them, but not because they're actually convenient or good, only because they were so expensive that I feel obligated to go through them before they go bad. These were $8 for 10 wipes the size of a small child's parachute. They're allegedly super juicy. In fact, they say juiciest makeup remover wipes, but mine were actually kind of dry. And when I reviewed these, I did use one entire sheet on my face, but I had to use 3 other off-brand little cheap wipes just to get everything off. But come the fuck on, for this price, like, there should be nothing left on my face, and it should give me a new nose. This has absolutely nothing to do with Patrick as a person, but in my opinion, Patrick is just so damn damn skilled. I really expected more from him. Who didn't I expect more from? Probably the brand that is kind of known for letting people down. That is Too Faced. Ooh, is that too harsh? This right here is why I don't get on PR lists. But Too Faced is the only brand as a whole that's on this year's Hell No list. At least the brand that I'm not gonna get eaten alive for even mentioning. We did try quite a few products from them this year, and though I've loved things from them in the past, lately it seemed like almost everything from them has been the same thing in different packaging. Especially right now, like they're getting us with these cute names for these tiny little palettes, but everything inside has been done by them. I just fucking can't anymore, and I think my last straw with them was the pumpkin spice palette. Like, I am a pumpkin spice latte hoe, and so when I saw a pumpkin spice palette, I was like, this is destined for greatness. And so did I buy it? You can bet my sweet saggy titties that I did. Was I let down? Hugely. The colors to me didn't make sense. It seemed like the entire palette was just like one shade different than their other metal enclosed palettes. Mine smelled like wood shavings, for fuck's sake. And because I do have quite a few of their products, it's just an utterly useless palette. Like, I have it over there, I'm just too fucking lazy to go even get it. But it just reinstates the fact that they have not come out with anything actually new in so long. Like, you can't just add a new smell to an eyeshadow and call it revolutionary. Nor can you promise that your shade matching test will get you your correct shade, which is exactly what this next brand did. That is Il Makiage. Talk about some social media bullshit. This was one of my more recent reviews, the Woke Up Like This foundation, and they promised that they were sending me a rosy undertone foundation. This looks like corn. Always my foundation looks yellow. And so I thought if any brand was going to get me my true shade, it was gonna be this, because they make some pretty heavy claims that you will get your shade with their test. If you watch the video, you will see that I look like Marge Simpson. What's more, they sent me this eyeliner for free, which bless them, but I get why it was free. It was so bad. However, some of the people in the comments said that this was their all-time favorite foundation, so I'm very glad that it does work for some people, but a lot of people commented and said that their mascara was the real breadwinner here, and I think a few people even mentioned their concealer, so if you want me to test those, please let me know down in the comments below, because I will give this brand another chance, but this foundation was awful, like embarrassing. At least color-wise, I think the finish was pretty decent-ish, but it really picked up on my dry spots, and this bitch does not need to look any worse than I do without makeup. Then we have our last and final product, which I don't even think I own anymore. I either pitched it or gave it away, but that is the Becca Zero Pigment Foundation. What the fuck? I have never been so offended in my life as I have with this catastrophe. The fact that so many people, including myself, believed that this product would do anything more than the average silicone-based pore-filling primer would just shows how gullible we as humans are. But I too was part of this swindling and had such high hopes. As a person who literally never can find their correct shade, I was like, oh my gosh, maybe no shade is the best shade. Like, I don't even get how they photographed this on their models. I'm pretty sure they just photoshopped their skin to be a little bit softer, because the shit this thing claimed to do was the shit that it did not. It was literally like spritzing your face with the most expensive water your face will ever touch. And Sephora actually gives this 3 stars, but I have Fake Spot downloaded, and when you put it into Fake Spot, it goes down to a mere half. Half a fucking star. Honestly, I'm still surprised it had that much. So bad. And then when I tried to use it as a primer, it made my foundation pill like crazy. I think I tried it with 3 or 4 foundations too. So like, what the hell am I supposed to do with it? Maybe I used it as lube, I don't know. But that product deserves its spot in the very, very bottom of this year's fails. Like, if I had a basement or a cellar category, it would be down there like fucking Smeagol. Just very bad. But what won't be bad is this upcoming year. I know for a fact it is going to be so beautiful for so many people. I know at times things really feel hopeless, things feel depressing, things feel sad and down, but please, for fuck's sake, keep your head up. If you're ever feeling dark thoughts, reach out to a friend, reach out to a family member. Just know that things will get better. This year is completely behind us. There is so many beautiful things that are going to start happening. And with that being said, my loves, there you go. Thank you so much for being here. I've loved having you. And if you'd like to support me and my channel a little bit more, please feel free to join us over on Patreon. It's patreon.com/poplux. There you get videos a day early, you get Patreon only content, plus best part, it's cheap, fun, and fancy just like me. And like always, please be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell down below so that you're notified anytime I upload a new video. Don't forget my newest collection of highlighters, including Black Ice, which does change from black to white, is available at thepoplux.com. Also, my latest album, Kiss of Fame, is available everywhere online that music is sold. Thank you so much to everyone who's supporting them. Comment down below, let me know what you thought of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter at OfficialNady, and you can follow me online at thepoplux.com. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I will see you again soon. Bye!